Hey everybody, before we get started, just a quick heads up. There won't be a video next week. That's because in the weekend I'm gonna go to Belgium's Comic-Con Facts, Spring Edition. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I'm gonna do some toy hunting, but in all probability I won't have time to work on an actual video because of it. I might shoot some footage there for the week after, but we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, I hope you guys understand and enjoy the show!
Ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle. Well, today we're going back to good old toy reviews. And we're gonna be looking at one from the 90s! Meet Colonel Courage. This figure was released in 1993 with mostly original body parts. Yeah, his waist and legs are from recoil, but everything above the equator is original. His most distinctive feature is that he wears a tie. That's not me saying that, but we'll get to that when we discuss the character. For now, yeah, this guy wears a tie into battle. You know who else did that? Erwin R. Shyster. Welcome back, old friend. Does anybody have Mike Rotunda's phone number? Because at this point, I might as well have him host the show, considering the amount of times he shows up. Anyway, I consider this figure to be pretty average looking overall, but there are some issues. The helmet has two problems. First, it isn't removable but part of the head mold, which is incredible. As in, it's not credible for a figure from 1993 to not have a removable helmet. Second, there's an insignia on it, but it isn't painted, meaning you can barely tell that it's there in the first place. And the damnest thing is, it is painted on the card art. Another issue is one of the colors. While most of the colors look fine, the neon green on the belt, suspenders and gun holster really ruins the whole look of the figure. And that's a real shame, because he does have a unique look. He's got his white shirt, well off-white anyway, and tie, with green pants and brown boots. This is taking business casual to a whole new level. Overall, the figure is, well, frustrating. It could have been really good, but for the flaws. Honestly, this is one of those toys I'd say you should go buy and then put some light paintwork on. Give the symbol on the helmet some color and get rid of the neon green. This toy is quite cheap on the secondary market, so might say go for it. Of course, the worst thing isn't the figure itself. Oh no, the worst thing would be the accessories. All of them are in horrible neon green, and all of them came from previous figures. Yeah, in 1993 Hasbro got real cheap when it came to accessories. Even the missile launcher, the only non-green thing, is a reuse. And instead of neon green, it's a gaudy gold color. And that was the only version of Colonel Courage Hasbro ever released. They never used the character in later toy lines, and not even the Collectors Club saw fit to give him an update. There was, however, another version of this guy made, just not by Hasbro. In Brazil, the Estrela toy company, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, had the license from Hasbro to produce G.I.Joe toys. And they had their own version of Colonel Courage, Coronel Coragem. And yeah, I'm definitely mispronouncing that. But the point is, the words mean the same thing, basically. It's mostly the same figure, with one glaring difference. They made him a white guy. What the hell, Brazil? Talk about whitewashing. I mean, he's still pretty fly for a white guy, but come on, what the hell? Like there weren't enough white guys on the team already. The funniest thing is, they didn't bother to get new card art, so Courage is still African American on the card. The only other difference worth talking about is that the Brazil version got rid of the neon green on the figure, but kept it for the accessories. So half-ass job there too. And those were the toys. And honestly, if they had stuck with the same skin color, the Brazilian one would be the best. But as it stands, they're both flawed. With that, let's move on to the character, starting and finishing with the file card. Yeah, Colonel Courage never appeared in the comics or cartoons, so there's only the file card to go on. And you know what? There might actually be an explanation here as to why the Brazilian version is white. Though I have to admit, it's gonna be pretty far-fetched. You see, Colonel Courage's real name is Cliff V. Mewett, and that's not the first time that name has been used. In 1991, the Sky Patrol figure Airwave had the exact same name. That's not supposed to happen. So I guess it's possible they looked at the name in Brazil and figured he was supposed to be a white dude. Anyway, Courage has a motto, as did most figures from that year. I'll never surrender while wearing a tie, 'cause I can't be beat when I'm neat. Yeah, this is where the tie things comes in. Oh, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention that they have another black character talk in rhyme. The card explains that this guy is a stickler for cleanliness and dressing properly, and tries to instill this into the people under his command. And he joined the Joe team. The Joe team! Where we have, to name but a few examples, a bare-chested guy that doesn't believe in the concept of shoes, a woman who believes a leotard is an army uniform, a man who thinks the same but regarding a football jersey or fishing gear, and a commanding officer who, in 1993, when Colonel Courage was released, walked around and dressed like this. Yeah, Courage sure fits right in, doesn't he? By the way, 1993 also saw Dino Hunters, Mega Marines, and Ninja Force. Just thought I'd mention it since we're discussing proper dress sense. I'm beginning to think that whoever designed this figure and character did so as a cry for help. Look, kids! Military figures are supposed to look like this! The file card goes on to say that because of his work ethic and organizational skills, he is usually assigned away from the action at a desk. Yeah, more likely the Joes had one day of him telling everybody to tuck in their shirt, assuming they were even wearing one, for them to demand Mr. Clean get sent to desk duty. And that's all there is to say about the character, really. Though I do want to mention, the card specifically points out he's wearing a G.I.Joe officer-issued dress tie. They really wanted us to know it's not a clip-on, I guess. And that was Colonel Courage. Two mediocre figures that if combined would have made a decent one. And truth be told, he's an interesting character that I would have liked to see in other media, just because of the way he'd interact with the rest of the Joe team. A pity this guy came so late in the toy line's life. And also a pity that he's never been revisited. Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks, people. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.